Learn how to paint with me for beginners. Today we're painting these gorgeous fireworks. These are the paints that you're going to need to complete the class, as well as the brushes. You are going to have one stuffy brush to lay down the paint, a blending brush, and then 3 smaller brushes. 2 of them should be rounded at the top. This is the color map that you guys will follow. These are the shades I laid down before adding white. And here is a screenshot of the paints that I use, since everyone seems to ask. Everyone also asks how they turn their art into products. I have created a whole series on my page that teaches artists how to monetize their work, and the platform that I prefer to use is Printify. Please check that out. It is posted on my page. Now that we have created your beautiful shades, we can begin the painting. Starting off with our biggest brush, we are going to dip the tip of that into some water and brush the excess off. Now with the damp brush, go ahead and pick up the blue shade and begin laying the shade down towards the top of the canvas, getting a nice solid coat like this before leaving some space on the right to create a big circle and some space on the left to create a smaller circle. Leaving that excess paint on the brush, go ahead and dip that into your lighter shade of purple and begin filling in the rest of the sky so you get a nice solid base like so. Now with our blending brush, we're going to begin to create circular movements on top of the wet paint to go ahead and blend everything together. Literally lightly flicking in your wrist in circular movements until you get a nice blend of the shades together like so. Now with the first brush we initially used, dip it into the pink and begin filling in that bigger circle at the right with this shade, and then dipping it into this nice coral color and filling the other circle in with this color. Grabbing your blending brush once again and repeating the movement of flicking your wrist in circular motion so that you get a nice solid blend. At the bottom, I just went ahead and added some pink and blended that all in together. Now with your smaller rounded brush, go ahead and pick up that navy color and begin laying down your waterline. You're going to begin to fill the bottom portion of the painting like so, leaving some space in between where the reflection of the fireworks will go. Create your shoreline and then grab the darker shade of plum and begin filling in the rest of that water. Now with the same brush, go ahead and grab some pink and apply this to that empty space that we left in the middle here, swiping side to side, blending it in with that wet paint so that we can begin to create the reflection of the fireworks. To finalize the bottom portion, grab some of that brown and fill in the leftover blank space with that color, still using the same brush. Now grab your rounded smaller brush, mix some of that pink and coral together, and begin creating little dots in the center of our gradient. Also apply some dots around those dots, then create some line work with that leftover shade on the paintbrush to deepen the reflection. Now take the smallest brush and you're going to begin to create lines coming out from the center of those fireworks, picking up the colors of coral, light pink, and yellow. You can make some lines thicker, some lines thinner. Just make sure they are dramatically coming out from the center of that firework. Once you have solid colors like so, go ahead and finalize by adding some details of white and white specks as well, and then drag that same color towards the bottom of the reflection. Finish off by reflecting the fireworks with some pink onto the sand. Just like that, you have completed this beautiful firework landscape.